I apologize for the delay.
Already.
I
have problems with this thumbnail already.
Oh, go ahead. Why? Because it went with my.
Because the story, I get that Cody is the story, so I agree with the left side of the screen. Not once do we see The Rock's face fully, so it just looks like someone's Filipino uncle arguing and hugging other men.
This guy goes to the gym.
I just want to point out, though, it is professional wrestling, and we all know what The Rock body shape looks like. We don't have to see his face.
We're about bringing in new people, Eric. We're about bringing in new people.
For all we know, that's Lars Sullivan in a tan. No.
Welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters Podcast.
Can I add my piece about the thumbnail?
Put the ropes back up. Yes. What, you want me to go back to the thumbnail?
Yeah. How come last week we got the 4 visual graphic, but this week the 2-picture graphic?
Because I felt that this
biggest logo imaginable.
I felt this was the biggest story of the week, and the little stuff that I kind of talk about, because I felt that SmackDown was very good, and like of all the things that I wanted to talk about, and so it kind of chimes in there. So it's a rhyme behind the reason, Marcus. It is. It's just that you don't know the reason yet. And I will learn how to work the ropes. Anyway,
oh my God, you can't run the ropes. He can't run the ropes.
That's why I'm not the king of the ropes.
You can't run the ropes.
Welcome right to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I am Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes, the sommelier of fried chicken.
That sounds like a healthy job, but is that only when you're in Kentucky?
No, it's everywhere. It's worldwide.
Oh, it's worldwide. You're Mr. Worldwide and being sommelier chicken. Well, I'm Marcus the Grand Finale, and I'm going to just be simple today and say I am one half of the tag team, the Kings of the Ropes, tag team of the Wild Boars and Buffet Lines, and a part of the tag team of the Nordic or the trios of the Wolf Dogs or whatever. I mixed it up. Who cares?
Marcus,
the miseries.
You're such a humble person. And everybody, we are in February, and in February, you know what that means? It is Black History Month in America. I don't know if you guys have
get your dildos.
Yeah, I don't know. So with that,
Black History Month is October in the UK.
Although SmackDown did not although SmackDown did not prepare for Black History Month, this show did prepare for Black History Month. So if you allow me a minute to show this. It's another Black History Month, and today we take the time to acknowledge a great. We acknowledge Marcus the Grand Finale, a man who swam across the ocean, who was the founding member of the Sharpshooters, who undoubtedly knew when to hold him and not fold him.
Why does this look like he's dead?
Who made his own feature film. A man who made a hole-in-one on a course that did not exist.
I don't appreciate this attack. I really don't.
I did die.
Yeah.
A man who
in memory of the Grand Finale.
His own ring.
What happened to that ring?
Many didn't know this. A man part of Anthony Anderson's entourage.
Is this photo?
So thoughtful. He looks at his phone and his phone opens for himself. He kept his brothers together in a time of grief.
I died.
And he was a star
in
his own mind.
Oh, you really
Today,
died in this
we
photo.
Acknowledge this Marcus the Grand Finale.
What was that one taken?
Why'd you not
that? What was
that? Half these photos.
When half of them I didn't know he was taken. What the fuck is that one? What was that?
Happy Black History Month. That's why I was late, because I was being stupid. Anyway, let me stop the music.
Ridiculous. I wasn't expecting to be an attack in Black History Month.
That's what happened when you change the person's title. When you change the person's title.
You didn't know I was going to change the title.
I knew you was.
No one knew. Okay.
And guess what? We still have Black History Month even after Liberty Road solved racism, and the Marcus documentary is fire. Marcus, I hope you appreciate my acknowledgement to you for all the great things that you have done.
That's the rise and fall of the Grand Finale.
Yeah, I look like I got worse and worse over the years. Like I got broker and broker, and that last phone looked like I got a job at fucking Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm the manager talking about you can't return these items after you wore them. Like, that's what that looked like. It's
and
bullshit.
not once did Eric include the podcast sweater.
I just want to point out, I was in the shower And I was like, man, SmackDown.
Are you thinking about me?
Yeah. I learned from the greats, man. I learned from the greats. And I was like, you know what? Not once did WWE give me a Black History Month salute that they normally do, and it's February, but you know, it happens. So I said,
go ahead.
I said, you know what? Let me acknowledge Marcus. He's Black. He's contributed some shit. Let me find a bunch of random pictures on short notice in about 10 minutes and throw together a quick slideshow to embarrass Marcus and make him laugh. And I thought it came out pretty well for what it was.
At least you didn't use that other picture of Marcus coming out of the war.
I thought about using that picture, but I decided I was not going to do that to him. Marcus, how do you feel, Marcus? We've honored you. We acknowledged you on this Black History Month, Marcus. Do you have any words?
I would like to first thank the Academy for the award of, celebrating my Blackness. But I would also like to say, do you think that was the reason The Rock came out in February to challenge Roman Reigns? Is that he's Black? Yes. And it's like, here we are. Here we are.
Yeah.
Black history right here being made. That time The Rock challenged Roman Reigns. He passed over the white man. The time the white man got screwed over by a Black man.
Can I ask you guys a question? I don't know how much you paid attention to SmackDown, but when Cody arrived, wasn't he wearing a blue suit?
Yeah, he turned up with his dog as well.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden when he made it to the ring, it was a green suit.
Yeah, he didn't like that color.
I was shocked. But anyway.
He looked soft. He looked like he was committed. Eric, I have more questions about this situation with The Rock, Cody, and Black History Month and all this combined.
Okay.
Do you feel, or do you plan on getting the WWE Black History Month t-shirt?
No, that was like the word. Man, don't get me started on that shirt. I looked at that shirt and I said, damn, man, that's all that they did. Vince would have never let that happen. I mean,
no, but the word together really makes you think about it.
I can't think of Vince and Black at the same time because all I think about is his text messages and the smut he was putting out there, the disgusting shit he was saying.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, that's all the effort that y'all guys put into it. But I guess we are on the road to Wrestlemania, so therefore, I guess that's what we get for this month. That Manny, I thought about having that picture. That is the picture that cures racism right there.
That looks like the moment when slavery was given up.
Yeah, Abraham.
Lincoln. Right after that, all that shit I was doing to you was just,
Eric, what about WrestleMania 9?
Was I in the audience then? Shit, is that me? Damn.
You didn't tell nobody you were there. I knew you weren't missing that week.
Before we talk about this jam-packed episode of SmackDown, I want to talk about something. As you guys know, I watch a lot of sports, and when you watch a lot of sports, the announcers always talk about that word that starts with an M. It is not Marcus, but it's momentum, and it's like the great momentum, like the momentum has swung from left to right. Right now, on this road to WrestleMania, WWE seems to be clicking on all points. And when I watched Dynamite this week, I just feel like they don't have anything going for them. And I wanted to ask you guys this question. What could Tony do to regain the momentum that AEW had at one point? Like, I just don't know what's going on. Marcus, I go to you first.
I didn't think we were starting the show with such, under, the return of The Rock and all this other stuff and greatness of SmackDown.
A couple weeks ago.
Yes, Marcus.
Well, you know what I mean.
I covered SmackDown in the second half. I had my discussion in the first part that I covered SmackDown in the second half.
I'm just saying that was you're burying the lead here by going into let's talk negative about AEW.
I'm not talking negative, but I want to prove them because I am a firm believer that wrestling thrives when they have competition. When WWE had no competition, they wasn't doing anything. Once AEW showed up, they started to step their game up. And right now, AEW seems like they are really hurting right now. I got a Chris Jericho match that I did not need this week. Did not need Chris Jericho in the match.
Well, Eric, he had to have a match to get to Takeshita, who isn't the champion, but you know what? Let's sacrifice our Ring of Honor champion, which I didn't know he was the Ring of Honor.
Wait, Takeshita's the Ring of Honor champion?
No. Kyle Fletcher was the Ring of Honor television champion.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Get to Takeshita. Start this week, okay? I didn't know either, okay, ladies and gentlemen? It was breaking news to me. Where I was looking at Fletcher going like, you're better than this. You went to Keskin both. You know what? That whole Don Callis family. If I could draft people out of AEW, it would be that Don Callis family because they're being disrespected. But I don't know what they can do to grab momentum. I think they still have Revolution, the retirement of Sting and whatnot. But I think they need to just start telling stories. What happened to Christian?
Manny,
he hasn't been on TV in a long time.
Manny, you posted this week. I think when you shared when they announced that Tony Khan says that he has another announcement again next week, and I think I want to talk about that comment too. And you was like, "Oh, here we go again." Manny, do you think this is Tony trying to go back to his old bags of tricks and say announcements that have been quite disappointing to try to get more interest in this product?
I think this one might be the Okada announcement because he was a free agent as of I think Thursday. But I think like when you ask the question about momentum, it's difficult for them in the first place. And I know it's an excuse for them, but a lot of their stars are injured. They're gradually going to start coming back, but like Kenny ain't going to be coming back anytime soon. We don't know the longevity of when MJF's gonna come back. So they haven't really given me any reason to care about their current roster outside of Samoa Joe and a few others. There is no, like, at least with WWE, you can go next person up, and when someone gets injured. When you look at the AEW roster, because they've only focused on certain people at a certain amount of time, you don't have that momentum to go, do you know what? That guy's the next guy. Because the only person I can think of is Swerve. And outside of that, who else? If anyone else falls to injury, who else are you gonna like focus on when there's no one? They haven't really emphasized anyone outside of Hangman, who we're already tired of, and Swerve as the next people up.
Now, Manny, it's interesting that you bring up Swerve because I think Swerve was that shot of adrenaline that AEW had. He was doing something new, and he was really building up a lot of traction. And then next thing you know, he hit a roadblock called Hangman. We had been there and we had done that, and now we're having Swerve and Hangman next week for the final match who gets to face Samoa Joe. I don't understand why Swerve had to go through this hurdle to get there. I mean, I think they should have rode that train to Swerve, especially when MJF got injured, because I think that he was one of the hottest star at that moment, and now he's kind of fizzled out. Marcus, you've been supporting Swerve for a long time. Do you think that his peak kind of lessened since, he really was on his ride?
No, I think he's fine. I think the crowd's behind him. I just think they want to do a triple threat match for some reason. Like, I don't think there's going to be a finish on Dynamite next week at all. They're just going to do this triple threat with him, Joe, and Swerve, or whatever it's called, and Hangman. And I guess it's fine, but I would have preferred a straight up singles match if they want to go that route. Can I tell you my main issue with Dynamite is?
What?
It's Collision. Collision exists. And they have separated all the people, and they don't really have the people I want to see on Dynamite. I think they're safe for Collision. Bryan Danielson is a Collision mainstay where he is either fighting Yuji Nagata or Hun Cisador or Hacienda or whatever the hell these people's names are that they really briefly show up. And it's like, okay, this is what he's fighting this week, but he should be on Dynamite. The House of Black should be used on Dynamite. Christian and Edge, whatever feud they got going on, should be on Dynamite. I don't need to see matches where people I know are definitively going to lose. Every luchador is going to lose. That's just a fact. If you're AR Fox, every Japanese person, unless your name's Takeshita, is probably going to lose. Or whoever's on Dynamite. Like, it was so, like, blatant. Swerve, the main event this week was Swerve versus, who did he fight?
He fought,
was it Jeff Hardy?
Rob Van Dam, Marcus. It was Rob
Van Dam.
You knew
he was beating him. You knew that, who did Jeff Hardy fight?
He fought Jon Moxley, Marcus, in an opening match that no one needed. Like,
exactly.
Marcus, I don't want to talk about the negatives because AEW.
That's what you brought up.
I'm talking about momentum, Marcus. I'm talking about momentum. I would say that there was one segment that AEW did this week that actually I thought was entertaining and it had me interested, but I don't think that they gave enough to it. And that was a sit-down interview with Sting, Darby, Ricky Starks, and Big what's his name? The tag team champions that no one remembered. I thought the interaction between Ricky Starks and Sting, I thought that was actually one of the few stories that we got. Like, he wanted to get his lick back. And Can I tell you this? I'd just rather see a story between Darby Allin and Ricky Starks. I know, Marcus, I know Sting's there.
Mystique ain't saying shit.
Well, he
Sting
did
on
say
a farewell tour.
he did say he was a man of few words. And, I have not watched AEW in 2 weeks. Did they do any type of package explaining any of these CMLL superstars that came into the ring?
They just randomly showed up this week.
I was like, it looked like
they randomly just beat the shit out of John Moxley. So
and then
it wasn't random. He was talking shit. He was talking shit for no reason.
But the whole segment made no sense. You had these guys who was invited as guests attack John Moxley. Then next thing you know, you have the strangest bedfellows make the save for John Moxley. Like, I didn't understand this segment. I also thought they did a pretty good job trying to explain the relationship between Deonna the Virtuosa and Tony Storm.
You can't say her name.
I can't.
They couldn't explain those tattoos.
They couldn't, and I was like,
"You're like they're just duck tattoos. We were fucking around. That makes me what happened. There's no connection here."
Yeah, Mark, they gave me that little bit of story, and it was something else, and I was like, "Damn, man, what we doing here?" And then next, they booked the match. But I think the biggest disservice to me was Chris Jericho winning and Chris Jericho being on the show. I was like, I don't need him on the show anymore. Let him.
No, my problem with the women's match is the same story the women's division has had for a very long time. New hot commodity comes in, instantly gets title match, and then falls to the wayside. Which is just like, I don't believe that should be happening with the AEW women's division. I feel like you should build momentum and then get your title match, not just get thrown into it.
This was a hot commodity. This was a hot commodity going against a former hot commodity that they brought in, so it made sense.
This was the previous.
Yeah.
But this is maybe 2 previous ago. Like they went through their sky blue phase. Where's Julia Hart been? God damn it, she's been carrying that title. I forgot.
She's a collider, I think.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm just already annoyed. Tony ain't losing to Deonna Purrazzo.
I do feel
at least the professor's on the way back. The professor's Serena Deeb's back.
She's back.
I do feel that AEW could regain some of their momentum, like you guys said, if they got rid of some of their shows. If they got rid of Rampage or got rid of Collider.
No, I think they need to keep them because they've got too much talent and not being used. They just need to effectively. They need to fire people, but effectively use their TV time to get other people over.
Now, El Luchador says he has really enjoyed AEW over the last year, even though I know I'm in a minority. It's perfectly fine, El Luchador. We love what we love. The most matches those matches have been fire, and though I hope Hangman never beats Swerve. The problem with it, El Luchador, for me, is that we've seen those matches. Like they keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Like they were like, everybody's been waiting to see John Moxley versus Jeff Hardy, and I was like, no, I have never said, man, I really need to see this match. Marcus, your hand is up, so my mouth will go shut. Can we move on?
We spent 17 or 18 minutes on this. I don't feel like
10 minutes of it was you dying.
Yeah, Marcus. So Marcus,
there's other stuff to talk about in the world. There's other stuff to talk about.
I'm not talking about SmackDown until the 30-minute mark, baby. So, but
what?
I can move on.
What happened to the show's only trying to be 30 to 45 minutes?
That was never. That was Yogo.
That's an us thing.
Yeah, this is my.
But I would like to vote to change topics because I do not care.
Okay, well, we'll change topics. We'll go.
I'm not passionate about this one enough.
Okay, well, I will change topics because my next.
There's a lot of other things in the world of wrestling.
I want to talk about WWE trying to do something that many people have tried to do and try to fail, and I think this week they're trying to revive the tag team division. Manny, I know you're not a huge fan of tag team wrestling, but I thought DIY's match against the Judgment Day, they got a very good reaction, and then the tag match that took place on SmackDown with people trying to qualify also had a little implications. Do you think Triple H, now that he's in charge, will try to focus on real traditional tag team wrestling with actual real tag teams?
No, I feel like it's just gonna fall by the wayside again. Just like they're trying to do the exact same thing in NXT, trying to make the tag team division relevant. But it's not really clicking.
Because I'm a fan of tag wrestling, and El Luchador says Vince being gone is great for tag wrestling. I kind of feel that way. Marcus, what is your opinion on tag wrestling? Do you think that WWE could make a resurgence in actually caring about tag wrestling? Because they have a lot of good teams.
I'm going to use one word, but make it sound like two. Never. We don't care about no tag wrestling. And look at the finals of the Baron Corbin Classic. They look like they could have had real tag teams in there. They took the two biggest makeshift tag teams in those finals in the history of makeshift. Now, Swerve and Trick may be a tag team, but we all know they're in the singles division. We all know that. So for them to say, oh yeah, them versus the Wolf Dogs is the final, who is a makeshift tag team only for this classic, to only be broken up again as Braun Breaker to explore the main roster, tells me WWE gives zero fucks about the tag team division, men or women's, and they never will.
Well, you know, Marcus, you're right. But I like to think in the NXT realm of
Where
things.
the Creed brothers, Eric?
Marcus, wait! I don't know where they're at. But in this realm, Marcus, I like to think that the Dusty Classic was written before they decided to revive tag team wrestling. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, but this whole Dusty Classic thing is just to have the big blow off between Swerve and Trick.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like all of them. And Eric, let me tell you this: tag team wrestling is making a resurgence, huh? Let me tell you what a tag team did this week. We had the Pride, which they're calling themselves.
That's
against
a trio,
the
Marcus. That is a
no,
trio.
Hold on. That's two tag teams of AOP and the Street Profits had a match just thrown away for zero reasons. And then on top of that, let me tell you what another tag team did on SmackDown. The Good Brothers. They were valets to me and you, but they weren't even good enough to stay ringside with her.
Marcus, I saw all of this, but I also feel like Good Brothers might be on their way to featured Endeavor after WrestleMania, Marcus. I'm not.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Well, I'm just saying, tag team wrestling isn't in a resurgence if your tag teams are being valets and they're not allowed to show up ringside. I'm just saying, tag team wrestling is dead everywhere.
I'm just hopeful, Marcus, that the Kabuki Warriors and DIY and the Imperium.
Hold on. You talk about the Kabuki Warriors like they're in the men's division. They're in the women's division where women's tag teams do not even matter even less.
Hold on. I believe the women's tag team division has had more video packages lately, and that's due to Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, who had more videos, and Asuka and Kyrie for being on the Bailey thing. So I'm going to say the women's tag team division is back.
Let me tell you, if Kaden Carter and Katana Chance wasn't partying so much in the club, they probably would still be the tag team champions. They should have been in the gym prepared, but they weren't. They was too busy partying. But overall, I do think tag wrestling is taking it a little bit more seriously. I'm excited to see where it's going to go. But now, Marcus, you've waited for it, and here we are, Marcus.
Hold on. I like all those arguments about where tag wrestling is going. And then you're like, where it's not going, and then you're like, it is on the upside. I'm like, no, it's not. It's dead everywhere.
Yeah, he's still going like it's on the upside.
Yeah, we just all shitted on it.
You guys shitted on, but I still have hope that it's.
There was one match.
It was two.
What was the second one?
I like the Fatal 4-Way that took place on SmackDown. Because I thought they told multiple stories that was going on in that match.
I forgot that.
You know what? You need to get out of this abusive relationship you have with tag team wrestling. I love them. But they beat you every time they see you.
Hey, there were 3 credible tag teams in that match. Yes. Legit tag teams.
Yes.
But Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate was a makeshift tag team.
Last week.
They were formed last week, basically.
No, Marcus.
As an official tag team.
Marcus,
they teamed together.
Don't do that.
Teamed together. But Tyler Bates' tag partner is Trent Seven. Okay, I'm not going to even take this. Pete Dunne was a part of British Strong Style, but they only were established as a team like 2 weeks ago when Pete decided I didn't know who my name was. Then last week he gets his name, and now they're the number 1 contenders for the titles. It's been 3 weeks of build.
They are not the number 1 contenders yet.
Deanna Purrazzo for her.
Not the number 1 contenders yet. They have
Who
to
pissed in my seat, by the way? Who pissed in my seat? To quote Tony Storr.
They have to figure out who will they be facing to get a chance to face the tag team champions when the Monday Night Raw happens. I'm assuming it's going to be DIY. That's what I'm assuming. So,
another makeshift tag team. I got Ivar and Kofi Kingston teaming together and winning it.
No, I generally think Adam Pearce has signed Braun Breaker and he's bringing the man that burnt all his ships to Raw, and they're gonna win that match.
Hey,
you think
Betty,
so?
can I ask a question?
I think that.
Your
It's
boy,
ridiculous,
Nick
but I
Aldis.
think it.
Nick Aldis was giving contracts out left and right. What did you feel about his contracts? He got Naomi, he got Tiffany, and then put her in the main event right away, which was one of my favorite segments of the night. That it started off with
Tiffany did what she did, and then immediately attacked the Asian side of Mia Yim because you can't attack the black side during
No, Manny, that was 100% the black side, and there were 3 black women celebrating Black History Month with Shotzi Blackheart. It was like being on the episode of Sharpshooters.
Yes, it was.
And we were all going like, "Oh, Ryan got a contract," and all of a sudden Ryan done slapped somebody in the face.
And as I was watching it, I said, "Oh shit, Tiffany about to messed up. She's gonna get the new Asian version of Natty Neidhart, the workhorse who put everybody over on the roster, known as Michin." Because when she started taking out,
first of all, how dare you even compare her to Natty? She's not even in the same league as Natty.
Hey, who got more main events in 2024, Natty or Michin? Michin does. She got a main event, y'all. Never thought I would see a day that Mia Yim would get a main event on SmackDown, and
that
she
wasn't
did.
the main event.
That was the last. That was the last match. That's technically the main event. That was the last wrestling match.
I don't. Again, SmackDown. I don't appreciate you telling me there's one last match in the middle of a match that was thrown out. Like they told me right after Bobby and them, I was like, they told me, I guess they're not happening. I don't understand why we're going to one last match. I'm like, wait a minute. What about this match that didn't happen?
So we had the whole Logan Paul situation where Logan Paul came out, cut a promo. Then, Kevin Owens came out, turned into a match where he fought Austin Theory. And then we had the backstage segment where Logan Paul interrupted Bianca and whatnot. And
that was mad disrespectful.
It was mad disrespectful. My question for you guys, because this is the first thing that walked into my mind.
Later on the show.
I was like, with the whole new show with Taz and her, is Taz the one that's going to fight Logan Paul? Like, could he be taken out of this stupid thing to defend his wife's honor? Because that was mad disrespectful what Logan Paul did. Mad. Like, he crossed the line. Like, his ass needed to be beat. And I'm glad Nick Aldis took control. Manny, Nick Aldis might be the best GM in the game right now. And I know you don't want to hear those words, but he is.
No, he ain't. Because look what happened during the Bailey thing. He just stepped out the ring and let all that shit happen. He let all that shit happen and then quietly whispered to Bailey in the corner as she decided to go get a pipe.
Bailey came out to the ring semi-naked. Okay? With them slits and she knew what she was doing. And then when she dropped the bomb that she could speak Japanese, God damn it, The Rock took this moment away from Bailey. Because I thought this was my favorite moment that took place on SmackDown. It was when she let them motherfuckers know, I know y'all been plotting behind my back.
Yeah.
I just wish she had a backup plan.
I would like the lead pipe to be retired from wrestling. I hate it. I hated it when it was on AEW, I think, this week. I hated it when it was on this week on SmackDown with Bailey. I hate the lead pipe as a weapon because you don't see the lead pipe as a weapon. Last time I seen the lead pipe used as a weapon in real life was in the game Streets of Rage, and that's not even real life. Okay? I think she could have had a better weapon. With that being said, what segment are we talking about?
Marcus, I'm directed to shit. We're going kind of where I feel. We're talking about the turn. A Bailey turn on damage control. We're at that part right now.
I didn't think it would be as simple as this. Like I didn't think they would add Bailey walking through the door so early. Like this happened on Friday. It's like at the end of the night, Bailey is done. Like EO had no idea who Bailey was challenging until tonight. So I was like, why is it done? And where was Dakota to hold them back? Like a pack of hyenas. They were waiting to get Bailey.
No, she was not there. She wasn't there. But the thing about it is that the writing was on the wall. Io wrote her own death certificate at WrestleMania. She was plotting behind Bailey's back. She knew Japanese, right, Manny? This is Io's fault.
First of all, Io should have known her place in the first place. Why is she plotting against the person that brought her out of some obscurity to come back to the main roster? And then how did she get that title? Bailey was running defense, was running to the ring, blocking so she could get into that ring. Io should know her place, and so should Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai wouldn't have a job if without Bailey.
She wouldn't.
Maybe she had. I don't know where Dakota was this week to hold everything together, but it fell apart real quick. If Bailey didn't hear about this turn, was she going to challenge Io anyway? Because apparently she knew that they were talking shit behind her back anyway. and this was just.
She knew. She knew for weeks because she was going to Batista it up.
Mark, let me point out, Marcus. I'll let you know right now, Marcus. If I was Bayley, and what happened on Monday Night Raw when Nia Jax came out there and killed Rhea and said that, hey, this bitch is mine, Marcus, I would have went after EO too. I would have said, you know what, Nia? It's the Samoa Wrestlemania. You can have her. You can have her. No,
this is Raw. This is a celebration of the Noe family.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, they getting all the titles.
But
take it over.
Let me also add to how would you feel if you Rhea Ripley and you flew me out for this shit? I'm assuming they filmed that overall and just made it look like SmackDown. Like there was no reason to fly Rhea to stand in the back or walk into the arena and never actually show up in front of these people. There was no reason for this.
Yeah, I mean, but I think they've been doing that a lot lately where they're having backstage segments. I mean, it is what it is. Speaking of segments, my favorite segment, I even asked Shantae. I was like, Shantae, I would love to go out to eat and to get to experience this moment. I love when Santos was toasting his greatness of Legado. Just imagine being in a restaurant and you have somebody that's standing up there talking nonsense. Like, we're here, La Madrina, you was here with that. I'm like, they toasted. I'm like, what the hell?
Fuck my La Madrina.
La Madrina, you're Elected Lopez.
I never left. Get out of here. You were left behind.
You let her go down there for 1 year. You let her be there for 1 year.
You were left behind, La Madrina.
I never left. You were left. I never left. Yes, you were La Madrina. And first of all, your mama named you Electra. I'm calling you Electra. You ain't gonna be no La Madrina.
Can I also tell you why you was left La Madrina? Think about this. When you was with us, it was Joaquin and Del Toro. Now it's Humberto and Angel.
It's not Humberto anymore.
It's not Humberto no more. It's
Humberto.
Yeah, they cut the hum out of his name. Vince is still around. You can't hum. Don't you be humming in this room around me.
Can I also say I was disappointed that they did not win the tag team fatal four-way. However, but it made sense. It made sense to me because it prolonged the storyline between the LWO and Legado. Marcus, what would you go say?
I'm giving them a strike for being in the restaurant, Eric. I know you enjoyed a good restaurant dinner because I know what restaurant they were in. That was Tony D's restaurant that OTM has already destroyed. I'm just saying, Legado just can't walk in there and act like they run and shit.
Marcus,
they serving pasta.
Marcus, I'll tell you this right now. I don't give you a strike. Don't you ever bring up OTM around me. I am not fucking with those guys. Marcus, that sit down that they did on NXT pissed me off so much. I'm cheering Tony D, and I know I'm turning against everybody. I mean, they just crossed the line, man. I mean, who is this? Go.
I will like to say, and I'm going to plead today to me for one thing and one thing only. And I barely know this woman, but can we please get Jada Parker out of that group and get them all fired? I barely know her, okay? But I know that she don't deserve to be with OTM, okay? It's horrible. I hate everything about them. I hated their fire. I hated their house. I hated the freeway they were under. I hate the way they talk. I hate Reggie. I hate everything
Reggie
about this group.
What? I hate Reggie more because Reggie is fat. Like, Reggie don't even look like he in shape anymore. He was just sitting there like, you're nowhere where you what? Fool, you was a sommelier 3 years ago. You was employed. You wasn't in the streets. You wasn't in the mud with Lucian and what's the other guy, Dog Pound? I don't know his name.
Whatever. But I want to say this about the group.
Wait.
Only one of them made the Black History Month poster, and it wasn't even Reggie.
It was the other guy?
It was the other guy. Reggie didn't make their Black History Month poster, so I'm
damn
everything.
Well, Reggie did make the Black History Month poster.
I think he's on there, Mark.
The new one they released.
I haven't seen the new one.
The greatest thing about the new one, the first thing I did was make sure the Soul Roca and Kiana James was over there, bro. I just wanted to make sure to confirm 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that wasn't a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Rookie of the year, Soul Roca.
Now, Marcus, I'm gonna ask you to be quiet because I need to talk about the mistake that made place, and I have to talk to Manny about this. Manny, we alluded to this. Bobby Lashley, aka the Pride, in the Final Testament. Scarlett got involved, and B-Fab showed up. Manny, she landed a Caesar kick. I know how you hate B-Fab. How do you
get that word Caesar salad?
Manny, are you still? How do you feel about this?
Well, one, she can't use the scissor kick because it's Jade's move.
Hold on. That's Ledge's move.
It's also Lash Legend, and then
apparently it belongs to every black person.
You let this man speak, Mark. Let this man speak. This is time.
And then the scissor kick was probably the worst scissor kick in WWE.
Damn, man, Manny being hard. It wasn't that bad.
Well, it was worse. It was terrible, and she didn't even land properly. She nearly fell over.
You're not gonna criticize Tiffy for not landing her moonsault that great.
Yeah, but Io doesn't land that moonsault either.
Look! You defended you just don't like B-Fab. This is Betty. It's Black History Month. All you have to do.
Okay. It's Black History Month. Defend Athena. Yeah, shut your face.
She's doing a wonderful job. She's doing a wonderful job.
No, you can't say what everybody else is saying because no one's watching. That's all you hear.
That's all I hear. She's doing a wonderful job in Ring of Honor. I will not watch her, but I wish her the best in all her endeavors. Marcus.
Well, I can't wait to Queen Amadetta get what you call her TV time to the play.
I'm pretty sure that's not her name.
Queen Amanita, whatever her name was.
Amidala. I think it's Amidala.
Well, I'm going to spend 5 seconds on learning her name as much as they spend on developing who the hell this is.
So, Marcus, what about B-Fab with the pride, Marcus? How you feel about this?
I would like to send a memo to Triple H and say, can we do away with all these factions? There's just too many. I don't know where we're going with this. Are they about to create a trios belt? I don't think I want that either.
No,
the same. Like, I don't care about all these groups are just thrown together, whether it's the LWO, the Legado del Fantasma, or even the Pride.
Well, Marcus, at least it's not the Bang Bang
the OC. Gang. Well, they have no purpose either. I don't care about this what ifs. They're both doing wrong with all these random factions. Just give me proper stories. If you have nothing to do with these people, send them home. Release them. I don't care. But just don't be putting people together. I'm tired of all these factions.
All right, so I thought about the final match that we were told that it was a final match is the new announced team Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Let us know that Tiffany Stratton was going against Michin. I thought this was a good match. I thought Tiffany looked really good in this match. I thought Michin carried her weight and showed why she's solid in the ring, and the right person won. I mean, what more can you say about this? Was it just a good debut for Tiffany Stratton, Marcus?
I thought it was okay. I've seen her have better matches. I thought the Alabama Slammer it should be her finisher instead of the moonsault because that is a really good move. Yeah,
little flip into the Alabama Slam.
Yeah, it's just really smooth and clean, and I was like, that should be it right there. Shocked Tiffany was just called up like this. I thought it'd be like a post WrestleMania thing, but you know what? They're like, oh, we're calling her up. I don't know what she's gonna do on the road to WrestleMania. There's not much to do other than have random one-off matches, I guess. Maybe it'd be her and Bianca or something. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. But
feel like they need somewhat of depth with Charlotte being out as well. I think they
but you know, as the reports led to, they said that the people were very impressed with her in the Royal Rumble. I don't know exactly what she could have done in the Royal Rumble that was that impressive, but they were. But now let's not bury the lead.
Alabama stuff. No, here's what I don't understand. They were impressed about them in the Royal Rumble. She's been wrestling in NXT for what, a year or two? A year or so?
Yeah.
I guess
2 years.
This is when people start watching. It's like, oh, you know what? Tiffany Stratton has talent to be on the main roster. Braun Breaker impressed people in Royal Rumble. He hasn't been down there doing the same shit.
Marcus, let's be honest. Marcus,
I hate these reports.
This is Dirt Sheets is getting a headline. That's all that is, baby. That's all that is, and that's all it will be. Nothing more, nothing less. You know.
WWE believes Trick Williams is a main eventer at WrestleMania now.
No shit. So the headline. Cody Roman comes out. Alabama got Roman. Roman cuts a very, very good promo. He let everybody know that Seth is talking out his ass.
He made Seth look like a bitch.
He said when he said they're wearing his wife's clothes, I was like, damn, he went too far. But
I think that's correct.
Because I know how critical you guys were of Seth's outfit from Monday. You know what? It's the new trend.
Eric, no. I'm going to say Roman went too far when he started doing the walk. I was like, this dude acting a fool today. Roman acting a fool. The tribal chief is doing a little walk for no reason. Your champion be walking like this. How y'all like that?
Hey, but if you was wearing them white boots that Seth was wearing on Monday, you'd be walking like that too. Them shoes didn't look comfortable at all.
I'm not calling them boots. They were heels.
I felt Roman was just angry at Seth. Well, he had to put on all Seth's lies and say, Seth is over here talking about it's the A champion, but I done beat everybody that you had want to hold that title. So that makes everybody two.
Manny, let me tell you this right now. Yes, those were some boots. Those look like heels. And it looked like that Cody and Trick went shopping together because Trick's lemon pepper steppers also looked like the black version of them white shoes that Seth was wearing. I'm just saying, favorite line, lemon pepper steppers was right there. I don't know what Trick was on, but Trick was on some bullshit. He know he a made man.
I did like the fact that he referenced the fact that they called that the Hollywood title, but it's not. It's the money title, and if Seth, and he alluded that he makes more money than Seth. And again, this whole debate of would you like wrestling or would you like to make money?
So
and I would like to make money.
To summarize what Cody says, like, yeah, I don't just want to take that title because I do want that title from you. I want to take everything from you. And how does he take everything from him? He takes away the bloodline. And so he talked to one certain individual who is a part of the bloodline, The Rock. And the next thing you know, we had a whisper in the ear, a handshake, and the next thing you know, SmackDown ends like that.
You know why that doesn't make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. If I want to take everything away from you, why am I going to step aside and let someone else do it?
I will answer.
I mean, it's the white man way, but why would
Marcus, I think you and I may have the right to the same answer, but Marcus, go ahead. Go answer this. Answer this.
Manny, I'm going to say the reason what he's going to take away, and I may not agree with this at all. I'm just going to say what he means he's going to take away. Right now, Roman Reigns is the head of the table and is claiming he provides for all his family, but his billionaire cousin right here is The Rock. If he defeats Roman Reigns and no longer have to acknowledge Roman Reigns, the family will acknowledge The Rock as the new head of the table officially, and Roman loses everything.
Everything
at that moment.
Everything
he
that
loses. Solo's not gonna look up to him no more.
No.
Jimmy gonna go back to Jay. He gonna be on.
Marcus,
and probably drinking and driving.
We don't know if the promotion of Sokoa being the tribal chief in training will still exist because when there's a succession in place, a new man comes in, he can fix this old person to be the next tribal chief. Well, we know Cody can be the next tribal chief. We don't know what bloodline Cody got in him.
Cody has 1.4% Samoan and black. With that being said, so The Rock comes out. I thought this was it was a really good moment that apparently a lot of people hated. I didn't realize until after.
There's a petition.
Really? There's a whole petition. There's a petition. They uploaded the video of The Rock staring down Roman Reigns in a challenge or whatever, and the Wrestlemania side. It has 50% dislikes. It has shot fire back in WWE face, but is it the right move? I'm going to say no. It feels wrong.
Why?
But money-wise, hold on. Let me finish my statement. Money-wise, it seems like it makes the most sense. You hear that crowd reaction when The Rock came out, and you felt that Rock and a Roman tension right there.
You felt that Rock?
It seemed like... It seems like...
Also, people.
I know.
Google it.
Yeah. And it seemed like that's what the people want. That's what the mainstream wants. And you know what? They're going to get it. And you know who you have to blame for this? You want to blame? It's old Phil Brooks, who can't go one match without getting hurt. He hurt. He did this. If he never got hurt, I think we would have been on the same trajectory we were on already. There would have probably been The Rock and Roman in Australia, Cody and Roman finishing the story. But no, this prolonged everything. And then maybe for business reasons, Roman wasn't going to lose. He's not losing until he passed Hulk Hogan, I think now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too close. He's too close.
And I think at the same time for me is that Roman goes, he beats The Rock, solidifies his claim as the true tribal chief, and then Cody has to take him down at another show at SummerSlam or something like that. It don't have to be WrestleMania. It have to be
Wrestling Mania. It could be Wrestling Mania.
I know, Marcus.
What the hell was that?
No, Betty. Damn, I knew I forgot something. I should have wrote down my speech because I was like the only man who could create Wrestling Mania. Damn, that was gonna be my Black History Month video.
These two clowns are booking Wrestling Mania, and they don't have the the ability. They can't have the people they were booking for Wrestlemania. They don't have the rights.
We do have the rights to Wrestlemania. No one owns those rights.
You don't own the rights to the wrestlers.
At Wrestlemania, all those matches are happening.
The only person you can book realistically is Ryback.
But I thought it was a really good moment to end SmackDown because we really don't know what's happening. We don't know. They did pan to the side, but we don't know if that's set in stone. And yes, Marcus, you're right. Phil Brooks getting injured changed a lot of things. Manny, do you think this
Seth
means
as
that
well.
Cody's going to go after Seth?
Well, he has to. What else is he going to do?
NXT title. Here comes NXT champion Jillian Dragunov on Monday Night Raw if he retains, or Trick Williams. Williams. If Ilya walks out, I'm gonna die laughing. If Trick walk out, I'm gonna take it serious. I'm not, and I like Ilya. I'm just saying, Ilya, get this shit out of here.
So I want to ask you guys this question as we come to the end of the show.
I got more. I got more questions.
Oh, well, go ahead then, Marcus. Ask your question.
About
I thought you wanted to get out in the timely matter. Shit, this don't
no,
never change.
No. I wanted to talk about stuff I wanted to talk about. I can give a damn about AEW. I don't think we should have buried the lead.
Why don't we rotate? You do the Saturday show one day, then I do the Saturday show the next week.
I gotta work the hours before. I don't have time to set this up. You have at least 24 hours to set this up where you're not doing anything.
Marcus Jones will do a watch of the Wrestlemania on February 30th.
Goddamn right, we will.
Betty from the Bermuda Triangle.
Followed by Lethal Leap Year.
Yeah.
But anyway, you said you have some more things you want to talk about.
All right. So, with Cody walking away in the sad face in the background of WrestleMania 40 logo and realizing he's not finishing the story this year, would you, with the dislike and the hatred and the personal disdain that people have right now for Cody losing his spot to The Rock, do you feel that you should do an audible and change it up and go back to Cody?
No, but they might. They still might. But the thing that we're not talking about is the thing that everyone seems to be blaming this on is the Vince stuff, and this is the audible of trying to make good take away from all that stuff. But I don't think that the Vince stuff is actually ever going to go away. Apparently, there's more people listed in this issue now that someone wants to name. So, like, I don't necessarily think this is WWE calling an audible, because I think they were talking about this for months. They've been talking about this. They've been talking about this Roman Reigns thing for months, and we were talking about it potentially happening in Australia or Saudi. So it was going to inevitably happen. It's just the fact that they pulled it now. So, yeah.
I think at the end of it, you have to be happy the fact that you think that you have created another superstar as Cody Rhodes, who is so over that people are upset that he's not getting a chance to finish his story. I mean, he's a very endearing character. He gets just as much a response as everybody else, and he is a clear babyface. He took what he did in AEW and even made it larger in WWE. I know El Luchador hate hearing those words, but Cody is a main event player. However, he is not The Rock. He will not be The Rock. And I feel like if you bought your tickets for WrestleMania and you buy tickets each year for WrestleMania, not knowing what the main event is going to be, and you find out that your main event for one of the nights is going to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock, true, The Rock may be gas, I think you will be like, damn, I really got a real winner right here.
Well, they did a sample run of how people would respond to Roman Reigns versus The Rock. The sample was that time Rock randomly showed up on Raw and said he's going to sit at the head of the table. They did that one line, and it literally was like a bomb being dropped in the room, and everybody going, oh shit, and whatnot. And that was probably the sample run. I just have a problem with Cody winning Royal Rumble to only be like, nah, you know what? I don't want it.
So wait, so let's talk about.
He's gonna fight a guy he's beat 3 times already, Seth. It just seems like that's not the match right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, Seth made a very good argument of why he should fight him. I thought Seth
Roman broke that shit down in 2 minutes.
I understand that, but at the time on Monday, I thought that was one of the best promo Seth has cut as a champion since he's been champion. True, my MVP of the week, though, had to be the hating-ass Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre might have been an MVP.
That's the promo of the year.
This has been the best Drew has been. This is the first time that I think he has been a bad guy, from his promo to his fucking Twitter post where he's posing at the grave. And I'm like, shit, that's fucked up, Drew. But damn it, you're right. I mean, shout out to him being who he is. Go ahead, Drew.
No, he prayed for this. I wonder what else he prayed for. Did he pray for Cody Rhodes to lose?
But he ain't a religious man, though.
I can see him on Raw. Talk about yes. The non-religious man in emotional tears of joy that CM Punk is hurt, and CM Punk is misery, and he's going to go live his WrestleMania dream again. That was the coldest line of the year so far. And I was like, damn, Drew, I wouldn't mind seeing Cody and Drew go at it for the title. And, Seth can be injured and so, because I know what I'm getting from Cody and Seth. I don't really think I need to see that for a fourth time where it's been a sweep. It's kind of like in the Hangman Swerve situation. We've seen this already. It's a sweep. It's done. We're already there.
I agree.
Well, what if Seth wins?
So, well, Marcus.
No. We can't do that. You can't do that to poor Cody.
No,
but what if Cody wins? What if Cody wins and then Damian just cashes on him immediately?
No, you can't do that to Cody.
So Marcus, you said
let that man live.
You said that they wasted a Royal Rumble victory with Cody being a back-to-back winner. Who would you have given that victory to then?
Let's just give it to The Rock and be done with it if you're going to go this route.
But Marcus, The Rock is not conditioned to be in the Royal Rumble.
You don't have to be conditioned. Come in 30. There's only 4 people in the ring. He does a little Sheldon Gunther. It's over.
I think a lot of people
would be like, okay. So if he would have came out instead of Sami Zayn at 30 and won the Rumble, people would have been like, it is what it is. But people would have complained no matter what. If CM Punk would have won, if Cody did win, and if Rock would have won, there's all different complaints for each one. Rock doesn't deserve it, is one. Cody, I don't want to see this match again, which apparently people want to see again, no matter what. And then if who's the other person I brought up? This it's CM Punk won. It's CM Punk won. Look at him. I hate him. He's whining. He's gonna get hurt and all that other stuff. So I just feel like there's a long list of things. It should have been The Rock winning and just settled any debate and tease the Cody fans.
The question that I have to ask for both of you guys, then this is where I think it's a good way to end the show. Considering everything that WWE had to deal with, the unexpected injury to CM Punk, the Vince scandal, the scandal involving Brock Lesnar, do you think that they were able to salvage at least a somewhat reasonable swerve to going into keep their momentum going on this road to WrestleMania? Manny, I'll go to you first because Mark has been talking a lot.
What was that question?
Yeah, you gotta reword
that question didn't even make sense, just like your previous title.
Despite everything that WWE is going through, are they still on track for a good WrestleMania?
I mean, yeah, they're making money still, regardless of what this Vince saga is going on. It's just will they have the roster? Because everyone seems to be dropping like flies at the moment. So will they have the roster to go into it? I mean, they've still got decent characters around. So I still see them building a great show at WrestleMania.
Okay, now before we get to Marcus, El Luchador has a lot to say. He says, now everyone but Reigns looks stupid and weak. The booking is so bad, he feels. The booking is so bad, I feel like Vince did this out of spite on his way out. Mania sells Mania no matter what. So he's a little bit cynical about this situation. Marcus, do you trend to the side of cynicism? I don't even think that's a word. Neither mind. I tried to sound smart. It might be a word. But Marcus, do you agree with El Luchador?
Well, Mania does sell Mania. It's like, it's whatever. But the question is, am I going to really enjoy this and consider it an all-time classic WrestleMania? Knowing that, like, The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania feels like Penta versus anybody on that show, where you know he's going to lose and Roman's going to continue. It does kind of take something out of it, as the drama of Cody finishing his story, want to continue to do it with Roman. I think that had more drama to it. And I don't know how much build we're going to have of Io and Bailey in the 2 months. What are we doing with this? It's a lot of time.
Well, I give a lot of credit to WWE's production team. I think they can make some really good packages showing Bailey when she knew the writing was on the wall that Damage Control was plotting against her. I think more importantly for WWE, they have to figure out who exactly is going to face Rhea at WrestleMania, because I think
that's Becky.
Well, how do you get to Becky?
She wins the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay, you're right. I forgot about that.
Rhea beats Nia at the end of Australia, and then Becky comes out at the end after Challenger. They have their face off with the WrestleMania sign in the background and pyro going on. I've already seen
it. Well, you are a future. John, I don't think Becky's going to go back to being a hugger. I think that this is her. I think this is her third phase.
Becky wasn't a hugger. You forced yourself on that woman. Eric, you be taking care of you. Stop.
No means no.
Yeah. No! You can't even say that, because everything triggered Vince. Everything triggered Vince.
All right, so
but I would like to add, Eric, that I don't think the whole Vince McMahon thing is a factor in all this. Yes, it's bad publicity, but they're just gonna go on with the same one. We've moved on past that and stuff, and they're not gonna ever really address that. And it'd be a black cloud, but I don't think wrestling fans care enough anymore. They're actually into the product more than they are to the backstage scandals that's going on with Vince.
I agree with you 90%. I think that the 10% is the Brock Lesnar situation. I think the Brock Lesnar being involved messed up a lot of stuff. I think he was really set to fight Gunther. I think he was going to fight Gunther.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need it. Gunther can fight somebody else.
No, but
Gunther's
I think that's
going to lose the title. I think Gunther's losing the title to Braun Breaker at WrestleMania now.
Yeah, that can still happen.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't feel like
you build a star. I mean, it makes sense. The reason to have these long title reigns is to be broken by the next big star.
And Braun looked really good in Royal Rumble. He looked really good.
And then why not have someone named Braun, quote unquote, break whatever streak Gunther's on and win the match? Like, it's just the same thing. Lesnar, to me, I played nothing into this. It all involves the injury to Seth and CM Punk that kind of played the monkey in the wrench, but I'm okay with the Roman Rock match because that's going to be a really good story to tell with the bloodline and who do they align to, and Jimmy and Solo can be like, who ordered? There's all these scenes of, hey, who ordered that, Solo? Like, there's a lot of times where you think Solo may be taking orders from somebody else. There's drama in there, and it works.
Well, I think it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, though. No matter what they're going to do, is still being talked about. WWE has a lot of momentum going for it. It is Rumble season. You can't do it. That's what I hope AEW figures out, to have something to make people talk about. We need to have something to make people really talk about that promotion to keep them going strong. I don't think Okada is the answer, but, who knows? Maybe his announcement is something different next week.
No, it's either Mercedes or Okada.
I think it's Okada. I think Mercedes.
I would do Okada.
Mercedes in March.
Yeah, I would do Okada, and then I'll say Mercedes for the Revolution as a surprise.
It is Black History Month. Why not do
Mercedes? I say Mercedes for the surprise.
Tony Khan don't like black people.
Swerve's the main event of every show, Manny.
You see the way he treats the NFL black stars and the way he treated some of the black stars in
Manny, I'm not gonna go sit here and allow you to call Tony Khan a racist. He's equal opportunity of wasting people and not using them correctly. Whether you're black, white, Asian, or whoever. Takeshita ain't getting pushed. Should probably be doing something.
Can somebody just tell me why Jon Moxley versus Jeff Hardy was the opening match for Dynamite? I just don't. I still don't understand.
No rules. Lax rules. Not no DQ, but lax rules.
I mean, to have the match end, this was the most bizarre ending to a match. Yeah. You have the match ending with Jeff Hardy flicking off another opponent, and then Jon Moxley being attacked by 4 luchadors that we don't know who the fuck they are. Like, I was
Mystical, wasn't it?
I think he was there, Manny.
But they was there, yes.
But I could not stop looking at the one Mexican guy who was so tan, he looked like the devil. And I was like, I need to know more about him.
That might be the guy Bryan Danielson's fighting. Yeah, by the way, the rankings came out. It was absolute bullshit. I don't understand.
I don't understand how the rank. I don't know, because the rankings now have like 4 champions and a list of challengers. So like for the 4 single titles, like in one bracket, and then a list of like 1 to 7 or whatever it was. And I was like, how does that make sense?
No, it's funny though. You got to give Tony some credit. He's tried. Like the rankings all but disappeared for about 2 years. They were really not talking about rankings. Then all of a sudden it's like, let's bring the rankings back, and it's like, well, why now?
Eric, because you know who got rid of the rankings? In his first act of beating people up in the locker room, he went to Tony. He was like, these rankings are fucking stupid. CM Punk told Tony, these are fucking stupid. Where we all agree these rankings don't make sense. Just give me quality stories of why these people are fighting. I don't care why Jinder or Hook are getting a title shot or whatnot.
So Philip did. I mean, that's a good idea by Phil. Like,
Phil just came in and was like, nah.
This Young Buck bullshit that they doing, it's nauseating. Like, it makes me want to change the channel.
I don't care.
You leave Matthew and Nicholas alone.
I want to. That's why I changed the channel.
You know what annoyed me? I'm just going to say this has annoyed me the most. They come out with the penciled mustache basically like 2 weeks ago, Eric. Now they have full-blown goatees.
Oh, here we go.
I don't like when you tape that many segments in which you could change your facial hair like that. That's what bugs me. It bugs me. And I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. That really bugs me.
That they're not showing up to work?
No, they filmed all their backstage segments at one point, and then they come back and finally film a new one, and they have a full-on goatee. Like, nah. You had pencil-thin mustaches last week. You can't have a full goatee this week. And I know your faces, they don't. You ain't growing facial hair like that. Just saying.
I don't know what QT Marshall's going to do, but I don't think so, Luchador. Yeah, but
I honestly believe that Cody's still going to challenge Roman at Mania. Yes, he walked away and said he isn't going to do it, but I still think they may still do Rock.
From that was this.
Yeah, I would like to believe, even though they're doing a press conference and whatnot, maybe things can change. They do this in Australia.
It can still be elimination shit. We don't know. It's just a lot of speculation, and I think the best thing to do on any show is to leave people with speculation. You think about, what could happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Monday Night Raw, I'm pretty sure Braun Breaker's going to sign with Adam Pearce because he's going to throw a bunch of boatload money at him. I mean, because we got contracts and shit. I mean, is Adam going to get Jade? Because I think he got to.
Can I do a one of all due respect and rest in peace, Carl Weathers? Apollo Creed's gone. God damn it. Who Eric once called Richard Roundtree when he was watching The Mandalorian, which me and Ryan died laughing. But rest in peace, Carl Weathers. But if we can do a Carl Weathers situation where Roman kills The Rock in Australia, and Cody must fight to get the vengeance and fight for The Rock, and The Rock trains him to become the tribal chief, and they work it out all the way to Mania, and that'd be his backup, and that'd be the new twist to the thing, and then the bloodline can't run out because The Rock got Cody's back, because Solo and Jimmy are going to be handled. You know what? That would help out a lot, but
rest in peace, Chubbs. Rest in peace.
Yep. One hand.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. Once again, we do acknowledge Marcus for his contributions to the podcast and in his blackness this month. We really appreciate what you've done. His blackness.
You really said that.
I did. Anyway, I'm Eric.
Watch #Wrestlemania.
And then also after that, watch Try Not to Laugh, because you was laughing at Wrestlemania the whole time. Now you can laugh with the boys as they do Try Not to Laugh. Wrestlemania.
You spell it right everywhere else except the thing that you see on the screen the most.
And then they both don't realize it's spelled wrong.
Well, one of the comment said you. I think the only comment on that video was you. Between the two of you, said it about 30 times, and not one of you noticed it. But no one of you noticed it spelled wrong.
Because it's not about the graphics, man. It's about the conversation. It's fine.
That sounds like a person who misspelled the word.
I did. You know what? I owned up to it. It happens. I didn't think nobody was gonna watch ET anyway. Turned out,
I hope you guys
we doubled the views through the Legends night.
I hope you guys have a wrestling.
I think you did more than that because the last video was 20 views.
Yeah, I know it's more than double. I don't want to hurt us that much, baby.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. Like I said, it was a pleasure being with you. Please like, comment on the video, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I don't know all the things that people tell you to do.
Oh, I think by tomorrow, going by projections, we will have 20,000 subscribers. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, roll thing. Didn't we do that? My bad.
Why are you in my settings?
Well, because I realized I don't have a closing thing. I can always just play us out with Marcus' Black History Month video again, but I don't want to do that.
I think you should.
The joke has been done. Why not? And we're gonna play it out with feeding the ducks.
Y'all that killed the only black man on this telecast. I hope y'all happy. I hope you're happy. Okay?
It's another Black History Month, and today we take the time to acknowledge a great. We acknowledge Marcus the Grand Finale, the man who swam across the ocean,
bullshit.
who was the founding member of the Sharpshooters.
Like 6 classes ago. Why are we back?
Because Manny stopped the video, and since we're in here, I might as well do this. Blow it up.